Right, lads, Manchester United. Cass, I mean,
big work.
I said I've seen the last couple of years, I don't expect it to be a Liverpool in the respect that I don't think they won the title for that 30-year period, whatever it may be. However, they are miles off it, and it's going to take them a long time, I think, to recover to the full extent of challenging your Uniteds and your Cities and your Liverpools.
Yeah, they've got to have a manager that comes in and gets the love back from the fans, the trust of the fans to the team. Yeah. Because when you have the fans don't like the board, the fans don't like the players, the fans don't like the manager, which has happened, all of these things have happened at United, and then the players don't particularly like the fans. They don't embrace themselves with what's happening.
No connection, is
there? No connection, Ray. So you've got to try and someone has to bring this club together. Now, it's happened with Nottingham Forest at Steve Cooper.
Yeah.
That was the first thing he attacked, was the relationship between the players, the fans, the owners, to try and bring it together. Sheffield United done it with Chris Wilder. Klopp's done it with Liverpool. The divide that happened. This is an enormous football club. So there's a lot to do and a lot of changes. I think it was a definite moment of change this season where they've gone, right, now we're going to let players go, and a huge number are going to go out, and now we're going to try and start putting things in place. But the club's been, at every level, has been left to rot, really. Yeah. You can sense that.
Do you not think it says a lot when somebody like Mourinho, and when he made the comment, I've got to be honest, my initial reaction was, it's just another throwaway line that Jose Mourinho would throw in. However,
but he was right. Yeah.
I mean, he's actually come out and said he reckons one of his best achievements is getting that squad of players to finish second.
Well, Ollie's done it second as well. So they've had 2 seconds with a squad that really have underachieved as what we think we're capable of. They've got some great players there. For whatever reason, I've heard Ranieri talk about, he's accused players of, they said they're not right, they weren't available. With Varane, they've gotten I said at the start of the season, you'll do well to get 22 games out of him. You'll do well to get half a season as a Premier League matches, because his career, he's only played, I think it's like 211 games in La Liga in 10 years.
And you'd have
so that's 20 games a year.
And you would have to suggest the intensity, I would think, of the top flight in England would be greater. I'm not saying the quality's better, but in terms of football possession and things like that, I would suggest the intensity of the game in England would be greater than it would be in Spain. So if he's only getting that in Spain, what's he going to get in England?
Well, he did what I thought. He's had a season of being blighted by injuries, which when he's been in the team, he's done okay. But what sort of contract would you pay a 28-year-old who's come from Real Madrid to come to Old Trafford? An absolute king's ransom.
I'm with you, Ali. Though players have got to have that little bit of pride, haven't they?
I've got
they've got good quality. We all know, and go out and perform.
That's what I think.
If you don't like the manager,
Ray, we know that. Look, Fergie always bought players that were desperate to go to United.
Well, I'm sure.
And when we were younger, and how many players, even Glasgow Rangers with yourself, if anybody thought that Fergie was on the phone to them and they could go to, they'd have a spring in this. United have. I mean, Fergie was notorious for trying to get players to come to his football club.
Absolutely.
And to me, it's been complete reverse. It's gone from there to where players desperate to go there. Now people think, the grass is greener.
Too many individuals, haven't they? Do you think there's no gel in the
have
team?
You been in a dressing room where you just sense it
it's
wasn't
not
right?
Yeah,
we've all been there.
You want to get players out,
100%, and it has to change.
Yeah,
I think Ten Hag will be looking at his old clubs when he go by. I can trust him. Try and bring those players in if he can. Get rid of a couple of obviously.
But then again, that's the thing as well. It's you boys know it's far harder now for a manager to say, right, you're on your way. I mean, exactly. I mean, I love this story. We spoke about it this morning. Big Ron, Cass, I've agreed a fee with Celtic.
Yeah, that does
more or less bye, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's difficult to move players on.
Yeah. It's all the agents now, isn't it? They'll be going to
agents and then the wages.
I'm on a 3-year contract. Well, I don't really need to go anywhere. I'm comfortable. So that's the problem you have, definitely.
How important is the dressing room, Casby? I'm looking at somebody, for example, like Sancho, right? Sancho comes to Manchester United. I'm sitting there saying, that's a good signing.
Yeah. Talented
boy. You want to develop, you want to improve. But when you go into an environment where you're maybe unable to blossom, and it's at Man United dressing room for me at this moment in time looks as though it's a place where a young player will not blossom. There's not older pros wanting to help, give advice, whereas because they're in a position where they need to look after themselves more than anything.
Yeah, I'll ask you boys a question, because I've always been a big fan of player power. okay, but in a good way, because all the best clubs have players that have the right intentions for taking the club forward and really do care, but prepared to say things to other players in that dressing room.
Correct.
You know, you look at your Arsenal dressing room. I know half of them. I've met half of them. These were characters. These were leaders.
Well,
and they were player power. They used it if they had to, Ray.
That was probably the downfall of Arsene Wenger in the end, because he lost the characters who's going to have a go because you know, when you wasn't doing your job, you get told by the other players. You say, right, you liven up, you're letting us down here. Where I think as it went on, you know, going towards the end of his reign, he probably didn't have players to do that. And they just got away with it. They'd lose 2-0 and he'd all go home and don't worry about it.
Players' power can be a good thing, Ray, as long as their intentions are right for the football club.
I think the best dressing rooms, Cass, Ray, that I've ever seen, they ran themselves. You know, you had three or four of the boys, normally older pros, and they ran the dressing room, and that was it. You didn't have any problems with it. If somebody stepped out of line, very seldom did the manager have to come in and do it. They were sorted out well, good and proper.